we'll kind of set this up while Kofi's joining us. The whole topic today is for Kofi to share with us, why he went small to go big. He's doing some big things. So,
and it's been recent. It's a new change, and this has just happened in the last couple months. So
yeah,
he's starting to implement all of his new branding and his new brokerage. It sounds like it's really taken off. So I'm excited to hear.
That's why, like we talked about in the beginning, Sarah, we've got the brokers who are bigger, we've got the brokers who are smaller, and then we've got this guy who just decided to walk away from a very large national franchise, right, with a big name, to go small, but it's allowing him to go big. And I know I'm really being vanilla in my description because y'all want to know what he has to say. So,
and I know he's not coming, but I did want to preface, I think it's interesting when we were talking to him, and he may get into this a little bit more, was, his clients loved it. There was, you always worry, am I going to lose my client base? Am I going to be able to survive the way I did before? And his story is impressive because it almost seemed like they were cheering for him. And I'm really excited to hear the details of that.
I'll share it for any of you out there who are indie potential brokers. Like, you want to be an indie broker. That was my number one hang up. My number one hang up was, oh my God, what are my clients going to think? And I called a few of my key clients before I decided to go independent. I said, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm going to do. And their answer to me was, you're not already your own broker?
That time, Barbara.
Yeah. So if that's holding you up, I can't speak for everyone's business, but I think, and Sarah, you'll probably agree,
Well, I was never in residential real estate prior to starting my own brokerage. I was a commercial agent, and I started a residential brokerage to satisfy my development business, and then moved into traditional. So I've got a very different background. So I can't speak to that, but what I can speak to is controlling your brand, controlling your process, really creating your own community, which to me, there's no way I could ever give that up. And I can, without even having a taste of the other side, I can see how special it is. And that's why it's, indie for life for me, for sure.
Well, I think if I listen to that, I'm sure the Inman team's figuring out this tech challenge, but here's what I find interesting that I want to see if my indie brokers agree with me on this. And Sarah, I'd love your feedback because I think we do have people on here that join this track because they want to go indie. But I've learned that the brand, the brokerage, the broker, and the matter to the agent, right? The agent cares about that, and our client cares about the agent, right?
Absolutely.
And that does match up with the brand, but the client's hiring the agent, and the agent's hiring the broker. And so I hope if any of you are out there wanting to become an indie broker, you understand that. You understand that your client's hiring you to sell houses. And if you want to be a broker and bring agents underneath you, those clients are hiring those agents. Those agents are hiring you. They're hiring you, and they're agreeing to your brand. They're going to make your brand them. And that's super important.
Yeah. And when I got into residential real estate, I didn't realize how important it was to educate and to make sure the agents know how to give an awesome consumer experience. And as a broker owner, I mean, that is paramount. And when you're growing your brand, it's not just a house where you hang people's license. I mean, this is something you have to work with people on a daily basis, a weekly basis, make sure that they've got a pulse on the market, so the consumer is having an amazing experience.
Oh, the consumer experience, we haven't really, talked much about how you're a very tech-enabled brokerage. I've been a relationship guru my entire career, and relationships are everything to me. And there he is.
Yay.
Okay, I'm just
small talking,
we're just covering up for you here, Kofi. We're just moving along.
Hey, you guys are good. You guys were good at covering, for sure.
Brought us on. We know how to just BS, right?
That's it.
Right? Kofi, tell us who you are, where you were, where you are now, and then we'll get into some questions.
Definitely. I'll try to give you the 60-second elevator pitch. This is like going in a building that has 50 floors, though, so I've got to talk real fast. So yes, I am the founder and CEO of Society Real Estate and Development, my own firm. I've been in the industry 18 years. I've been at a lot of major firms. Early in my career, I was with Keller Williams, where I was an assistant team leader for a couple different offices. I was recruited by the agency in their first year and helped them grow over a 4-year period. Then Compass, where I launched and ran the National Sports and Entertainment division for them and my own team as well for the last 4 years. And it was finally time to own all of my efforts, own all of my brand, and launch my own firm.
Awesome. Love that. One thing we were kind of talking about, I don't know if you heard this when you were coming on, this is fairly new for you. You've just launched within the last couple of months, and talk a little bit about that process if you can, and how your client base reacted to your announcement.
Yeah, I think that we'll probably touch on COVID and what's going on there, and even what's going on right now in the social environment. But the COVID situation was a blessing in disguise. I quickly, like everyone else, said, "Oh my God, what's going on? Is everyone healthy? Is everyone safe? How do we stay safe?" And then you realize you're going to be locked down for some time. And it was for launching a business, realizing that, when I'm in the day-to-day weeds of my business, there's not a lot of time to work on the business because you're stuck working in the business. And to launch a business, it was a real blessing in disguise to roll up my sleeves, make sure everything was ready to go. And I also think the timing of it was a little bit interesting in that it gave people hope. It gave people something to be excited about. And when I made the announcement, 5th of May, Cinco de Mayo, I figured it's a good fun day anyway. And we had a captive audience during, Safer at Home. And I received a greater response, I hate to say it, than even when my kids were born. I don't know, it was, on social media and the emails and the texts. And, we all utilize social media. So you guys will understand when I give the example, even on LinkedIn, the one we never really know how to use, but I'll get, 50, 60 likes on a post. And I got 1,500 likes, on this post and over 300 messages on the actual post itself. Yeah. So I think there's a part of people that just roots for the little guy.
Yeah. So Kofi, I want to know, we talked a lot about in our prep call about how you knew you had to go small to go big.
Yes.
And that is the title of this panel. So to share with us where your mindset was and what you did to realize you needed to get niche and go small so that you can go big.
Yeah, I think in our industry in general, our industry, even for individual brands, our industry is just kind of oversaturated with agents. And so you have to own your brand. And I've always owned my own brand. So, I think I heard you saying it before. People were always surprised to hear you're with another company. They think you're the brand. And I've done a pretty good job of creating that. And, even nothing against the companies I was with, but I was an athlete growing up. I was an actor for years. I've always been a team player. And I've always contributed in a major way, not just to my industry, but to the firms that I was with. But that contribution isn't always repaid, right? And it's hard to capture that value. And, the analogy I use is a lot of these firms start small and then they grow so rapidly that the same heartbeat that can power a bird can't power an elephant. It can't keep an elephant alive. And so you start to lose some of that actual culture that attracted you to that brand in the first place. And then on the other side, I just saw great opportunity in the marketplace to expand on the offerings that we're bringing to our clients. We have the good fortune of working with, a lot of affluent clientele. We're in a luxury market in LA. I've built my brand nationally on, celebrity and sports and entertainment clients. And so the conversation often transitions to, how do I build out my real estate portfolio? You help them buy or sell a home, but they want to invest. How can I invest with my friends? How can I buy multifamily units? Or we have really, really high net worth clients who want to buy and sell hotels. So I wanted to create a firm that could facilitate that. And by going smaller, by going niche, by attracting that talent, we're going to be able to do that. And we're already seeing it in the conversations we're having in the first few weeks.
Love that.
In terms of attracting talent, what does the team look like? What's the structure look like, the model? Like which direction did you decide to go?
Yeah, so I succinctly, I kind of pulled from all of my experience, right? So I've been at boutique brokerages. I've experienced the large tech of bigger brokerages, which I'm getting from Side, who's running our back end, which is nice. And then I've had interactions with private client services at the bank or family offices, where it's a small group of really highly niched people who are giving a really high level of customer service. And so I wanted to utilize all of my experience and then pull from like the law firm model. Because I also think that you get agents in firms and they just get lost. And then you get senior level agents who don't get the service they need. And the junior level agents need different types of service. And truthfully, those junior level agents should work with a senior level agent for a certain number of deals. So that's the structure of my firm. We have everything from associates to junior partners, senior partners. And, there are different resources that we provide to all of them. There are different tools, but it also allows us to better service the agents and partners and brokers that are a part of the firm, because we know the level that they're coming in at.
Very nice.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
So you've opened this firm. You've kind of kicked it off during a very unique time in our world. Had some success already, clearly. What's next? What does the future look like? What's your 5-year plan with this company?
Yeah, so the goal right now is it's like if you watch sports at all, if you watch sprinters, they run with their heads down, right? And so we're running with our heads down before we hit our actual stride, before we hit cruise control. And so right now it's just getting all of the agents on board with all of the systems. It's also still recruiting. We're still looking for a lot of high level agents. We get a lot of junior level agents that are hungry, and I love them to death, and I love speaking to them in these formats, but we won't really have the structure to train agents. So we want to make sure that, we're being straightforward with agents. We're bringing on those higher level agents. We will take on a few junior level associates, but my goal is really to really dive into the exact model that we've created. And again, the early days are telling me, okay, you got this right, Kofi. So we've taken on 10 new listings in the first 2 weeks, which is pretty amazing. We've signed NDAs and we're discussing 2 different hotel deals. And then we had a syndication call for some investment opportunities in multifamily with our phones ringing and our emails going off right afterwards saying we want to invest with you. So all aspects of the model are proving to be valid so far. So I'm excited about that.
Wow, congratulations. That's a huge amount of success in such a short period of time.
Thank you.
And it sounds like you're playing in a lot of different spaces. It's just not residential. There's a commercial and a high density component as well.
Right.
And LA, you've got probably a lot of infill going on as well.
Totally. Yeah. And one of our advisors, I have a few strategic investors in the firm and also advisors. And one of my advisors is Don Peebles with the Peebles Corporation. He's one of the largest African-American developers in the country, just largest developers period in the country. And that was part of the impetus for even building out that arm. We have a new development arm where we'll help assist with those types of projects, because we are seeing a lot of that in LA and beyond.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. So Kofi, what advice would you give? Obviously, not everyone that's an indie broker is going to be as niche as you or as big as you, but you probably learned a lot by prepping for this, planning for this, and opening the broker. So what kind of advice would you give the indie brokers, whether they are already in business or looking to get in business, about finding their niche? Because I think that's what's so unique about what you did, was finding your niche, not just saying I serve everybody everywhere.
Right. I think it's really
what you need to know.
Yeah, no, I think it's really important for people to have a niche, to be known for something in a market that's saturated. We're in a mature industry. It's not a new industry. The newness of our industry comes through technology and how we use it, but the industry itself has been around for a long time. So you definitely have to be known for something. And what you're known for, if you nail it, it's going to be this beautiful convergence of your natural gifts and abilities and your personality, as well as your hard skills, market knowledge, expertise, and resources, right? So whether it's a geographic farm that you just know or own, or a demographic farm like seniors or first-time buyers or sports and entertainment, or a merger of the two, you really have to have something that either resonates with you or that you can own in terms of expertise, right? And then you build your brand around that. You build a brand that is quickly recognizable. When people think of your brand, they think, oh yeah, they are experts in this, or oh yeah, they know this neighborhood extremely well, or oh, they're so detail oriented. But what are those things that people should say when they see and engage with your brand?
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a great way to wrap up, because we're getting told that we're getting the hook.
It was fast.
But here's the deal.
It took me so long to log in. That was the problem.
I know, but we can talk forever. And the good news is the conversation doesn't have to end. So we are wrapping it up here on the Indie Broker track, but we are heading over to Hay Summit, which is kind of the main indie platform or Inman platform, And you can click on that link, look for the Indie Broker Meetup, and we're going to be over there in 7 minutes. So join us over there. Sarah,
I know there'll be a lot of questions for you.
yeah, Sarah, do you have anything to wrap up with?
I'm not. Everybody did amazing today. This always gets me so excited. Every 6 months, the Indie Broker Connect, and it just makes me want to hit the pavement and just do good in the community. And I just always get super jazzed for like months after this. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Thank you, Kofi.
Thank you.
We'll on over to the Q&A. We'll see you guys over there.
Sounds good.
Bye-bye.